Reality and Truth show. My name is Vanita Lambert, and I have the honor of hosting this show every single week. And I really appreciate that David Goodman left this as a legacy for the community. And the reason is to bring on information, resources, and new perspectives. And I just get a real kick out of doing that. So today we have a very special guest, and all my guests are very special, Mr. Todd A. Jessamy. He is a registered nurse. He is also the CEO of Just Drip IV Hydration and Wellness, which I can't wait to learn more about that.
Yes.
Welcome to the show,
Thank
Mr.
you for
Jessamy.
having me, Ms. Lambert. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for all the wonderful information that you're going to share with us. First, let me commend you on being an RN. There's so few minority male nurses. We need more out there. We really
Definitely.
do. Male, minority, and otherwise, because it's been known as a woman's job.
Exactly. But
right?
over the years, it's been stereotyped that it's just a female-dominated career. My mother's an RN. She's the one that really encouraged me. Why don't you think about doing the nursing? In high school, I never thought of a male nurse. I was like, when she told me, that was like a foreign concept. But I looked into it. It's great for job security, flexibility. It just made sense.
And it pays well.
Exactly.
So just tell the audience, reintroduce yourself, tell the audience a little bit about yourself, and then let's get right into your hydration and wellness company, because I can't wait to learn about that.
Okay, well,
because I had a bad experience with giving blood, and I wasn't hydrated enough.
Well, you have some good veins.
You go ahead first.
Well, again, the audience. My name is Todd Jessamy. I'm from Mount Vernon. I was born in California. I grew up in Trinidad with my twin brother for probably 6 years. Came here in '99 in New York, so I'm a fellow native New Yorker. I'm a registered nurse by trade. I work in the ER. I've done that for 5 years now. It's been a pleasure, very fast paced, a lot of learning, a lot of high stress. And that's one of the main reasons why I've decided to start a mobile IV hydration business here in Connecticut.
Wow, so it's a mobile.
Yes.
So what do? You go around to houses, companies?
So using my website, which is Just Drip IV Hydration and Wellness.com, you can choose which IV drip you need for whichever purpose you need it for. Hydration, maybe you're low on immunity, maybe you had COVID, maybe around this time because it is the fall, a lot of people are predisposed to getting sick, common cold, flu, RSV because of kids. So an immunity drip would be a great choice. So you go on my website, you talk to my nurse practitioner before you schedule the day that you would like me to come with my IV vitamins from Liquid Vita Pharmacy, and I would store it in my suitcase, make sure I keep it refrigerated according to what IV vitamin vial that it is. And then when I come to you, I do what I do in the ER. I put an IV in you, I prep the medication, the IV vitamins appropriately, I get you going. It probably takes about 45 minutes to infuse. I do some vitals on you, pre-vitals, blood pressure, pulse, make sure you're good hemodynamically first.
Okay, just 1 second. Pre-vials? What did you just say? You do
So before I do the infusion, I do vital signs on you.
Oh,
so blood pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, pre-vitals. I'm sorry, I'm using
I'm doing a little bit too fast.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I use medical terminology, but I do pre-vital signs on you. So blood pressure, pulse, make sure you're good on that point, because there's a certain parameter with blood pressure that you wouldn't be a good candidate. So once I insert the IV in you, and remember, the needle doesn't stay in your vein; it's a plastic sheet. Once I get the flash, the blood flash, the needle retracts out. I have to explain that a lot of times.
Okay, explain that slowly, especially to people like me, because I don't like needles.
So for example, let's say I was going to do IV on you. I would have you, you wouldn't be dressed appropriately for me to do IV on you because I have to roll up your sleeve. But if you wanted me to do in your hand, for example, I put my tourniquet on you, have you make a fist so the vein could pop out some more. I use alcohol to clean the site that I plan to go to. I would hold your hand taut and I would put an IV plastic sheet. Once I find the vein, I insert, so the needle's going in, but then as soon as I see the blood flash in the catheter, there's a button on the catheter I press, and the needle
The needle
retracts.
comes out. Oh, okay.
And then I connect the IV tubing to that.
To go, oh, okay.
Right.
Technology, I love it because the needle used to stay in.
Right. Okay.
And wow. So now I had an experience. Can you just explain how important it is to be hydrated all the time and reasons and how it affects you? And then I'll tell you about my experience.
It is so important to be hydrated. If you're not hydrated, like people think just drinking maybe 2-3 cups of water is good. No, you're only getting 30-40% of that water because it's going through the GI tract. Using IV fluids is going straight to your vein into the bloodstream. So it's going all into your circulation. We sweat when we work out, so you're getting those electrolytes like sodium, calcium, magnesium, thiamine, all those key vitamins that the body needs.
Okay.
So I'm not saying to not drink water and just stick to IVs, but it's a great boost to really hydrate you fully. So
how often should you do that?
I would say at least, it depends. If you low on energy, you're always tired, I would recommend doing the B12 infusions at least once a month.
Okay.
At least once a month. So then, if you want to do it Sundays to prepare for that long 60-hour work week, I could do it Sunday, Saturday. So for the rest of the week, you get that boost and you get hydrated as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Independent contractors, we work all the time. I'm on a 53-day stretch right now.
Exactly.
So you just hit home when you said Saturday and Sunday. So I learned how important it was to be hydrated when I gave blood. And I went to a blood drive I had Ricardo Curry, who worked for the Red Cross. He was just transferred to, I think, Delaware, somewhere in the South.
Okay.
And it was on September 13th. They did a blood drive. And so the day, I did not know to drink water 2-3 days in advance.
Yeah, okay.
And I did not know that I should eat first. I mean, and then I looked like a junkie when they finished because I had big black marks. I got poked like 6 times.
Really? I'm
And
surprised.
my
such good hand
veins,
You have such good hand
my veins look really, really big,
But they
I
roll?
have to use a butterfly.
Okay.
They couldn't get it. They're like, oh, no problem. They look at them, and they can't do it from your hand. They have to do it here.
Yes. We usually, as nurses, we're taught to look at the antecubital vein first,
What?
like this one
See,
right here.
He's using all these medical
sorry, I'm
terms. That was 8 syllables. What does that mean?
Antecubital. So
Okay.
antecubital fossa vein is right here.
Okay.
So as in the ER, we're trained people come in dehydrated, they're vomiting, women come in with vaginal bleeding. So our first instinct is get a line, get blood. So we would go right here. This vein right here,
I see it.
it's easy.
Yeah.
I'm an easy stick.
Yeah, mine look pretty good. I guess when they looked at it, but once they got into it, they were like wiggling. It was hurting to get it connected. And I asked them, I said, can you use a butterfly needle?
Right.
They can only use one size needle.
Okay.
So I had a bad experience because I didn't drink enough. So I learned that you need to drink maybe, I don't know,
Yes.
extra.
At least
how much water should you
when
drink
I-
a day or two before?
I would say you don't really need to drink the day before. I would say like the day of. So
Well, I went first thing in the morning.
first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
yes. I would encourage to at least drink a cup of water. That way, your body gets hydrated more. So when we do I use 2 tourniquets. If I don't see a good vein, I'll put 1 tourniquet here and 1 tourniquet on around the forearm.
I know what that is.
And have you pump your fist.
I was doing that.
So I can get I could really see which vein is the best. So.
Yep. So they went from one arm to the other. I think I got poked 3 times here, and then another 3 here. I'm telling you, I had a big
I'm
black
shocked.
red
I'm so
spot
shocked.
because my veins, they look big, but once you get
Right.
in there, it's nothing. It's nothing. So I had a bad experience, and then they said, well, you need to drink a lot of water 2 days before,
Okay.
and eat the morning of. We did it at like 9 o'clock.
9
so
o'clock, okay.
yeah. So that was my bad experience. But I did learn my blood type.
Oh, you did?
Giving blood is so important.
It is. I've done
It's-
that
it's so
one time
important.
before. It left me depleted, but I felt good helping somebody else. in need.
Exactly, especially for, and I'm going back to the Red Cross. We did the blood drive, and it was for sickle cell awareness as well, which
Right.
in Black Americans, 1 in every 365, I learned from Ricardo, will have that disease, sickle cell.
Exactly.
And so, just donating our blood, black to black, it helps out a lot. You can
Definitely.
save a life.
Definitely.
And he asked me a question. He was like, when was the last time you did something to save somebody's life? I won't ask you that because you're an ER nurse.
Yes.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Whew.
Yeah, I started.
You must be totally stressed.
You know what? In the beginning, when I was a staff nurse, I worked as a local travel nurse in Bellevue Hospital. I do 3 days there, and it's like you're constantly getting patients. Because hospital is 24/7.
Yeah,
You can't really. You just have to focus on what's priority. As an ER nurse, we're taught to be, focus on patient acuity. So if somebody comes in with maybe their foot hurts, but you have abdominal pain, the person with abdominal pain is gonna
Take
be the
precedence
priority
over the other one,
because they could have so much things going on there. So.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
really interesting. So what are some of the other reasons why we should be hydrated?
Well,
Besides,
not being hydrated, you predispose yourself to urinary tract infections, to infections. When your body's not hydrated, it causes the immune system to really work harder. So hydration is so key. It's not a small thing. It's very important.
I'm learning that, especially with age.
Yeah, with
I
age,
think.
when it's not great for elderly and even us young people. It's really important. As the elderly gets older, they don't want to drink. You give them the cup, you have to encourage them to drink. They will say, I'm not thirsty, whatever. It's so important.
Especially, you know what? I drink a lot less in the winter because it's so cold.
Maybe you might have to heat the water up a little bit. Drink some tea.
Well, I mean, in the summer you're always hot. You're
Right,
just
right,
always
right.
drinking a lot of fluids. But in
Right.
the winter, I don't do that. I have one cup of coffee, and then that's it. That's it. So I'm gonna have to check you out for the B12. You said.
I'm doing. Oh, you know what?
I'm gonna go on your website.
Yeah. You go on my
And
website.
you can get
check it
all
out.
of the free information
Definitely.
from the website,
Yes.
and they get to talk to your assistant, which is a practitioner.
Yeah, my nurse practitioner, Rachel McLeod, she's going to basically do a consultation. It's just ask you simple questions like when you go and get a physical, what's your medical history? If you have congestive heart failure, you want to be a good candidate for my business because I'll be introducing fluids, and somebody with kidney issues would not be a good candidate. But somebody like you, I think, would be able to be a good candidate. Do a quick little interview on the phone. Once you're cleared, you choose the day that you want me to come to you
Right.
in your place of business or your home, and I would do an IV and get you going.
That's exactly why I was late. I was making an appointment for one of my clients.
Oh, okay.
And I do. I go out to their houses. I sit at kitchen tables all day.
Okay.
And I do basically the same thing.
Okay.
So that sounds really wonderful. I think I'm going to try it.
Well, I'll be
I
waiting
mean,
for
because
your call.
I go to the gym, okay, 4 or 5 times a week.
Okay. Wow, 4 or 5 times a week?
Yeah, but I
Wow,
don't stay
you're
long.
dedicated.
It's anywhere from 30 to 90 minutes.
That's
if I get my
good.
30 minutes of
Right.
cardio
Yeah,
in,
that's it.
everything after that is
Exactly.
a plus.
Right,
Because
exactly.
I have to go to work too.
Exactly.
So I get up early, 4:30, 5 o'clock. I hit the gym, trying to stay healthy.
That's good. That's so
And I don't take any medications. My doctor tried to put me on a cholesterol
Now that's
statin,
you can do
but
that.
I took it
yeah.
and it made me sick, so
Right.
I just stopped taking it.
Right.
I just
Okay.
cut back on my shrimp,
exactly.
shellfish.
Or like fat, whatever food.
Yeah,
whatever.
I stopped eating beef and pork a
That's
year ago.
That's really good. That's
So
really good.
yeah,
Okay.
so that's what I do, and then I exercise more. And I
That's
guess
great.
one of the numbers, I think it's LDLs.
Yeah.
It should have been like 100. Mine was like 162. But I
Okay.
had just had
Right, you just had some
a
some
seafood
food.
explosion. We had crab legs and everything. So
yeah.
it was high, and I didn't realize that when I went. So now I'll make sure I do everything in moderation,
Okay.
or just cut back.
Exactly.
And
that's
do
it.
it that way.
Good.
So one of my friends had a problem with low sodium, and I never heard of that. And
Okay.
she had to go to the hospital for that.
Okay,
So
yeah.
what causes low sodium? Does it have anything to do with hydration or?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you're not drinking water, that could cause your body to be depleted. Especially you're peeing, you're losing that salt and medical term it's hyponatremia. So that would lead
Okay.
to seizures, which you
Yeah.
don't want that. So yeah, you
Wow.
definitely have to.
Okay, because I
drink.
never heard,
Yeah.
I didn't know there was such thing,
Yeah.
low sodium. I know there's low blood.
Yeah.
How do you get low sodium? There's salt in everything.
May-
Everything you buy
Maybe
is
she
salt.
wasn't eating a lot of things with salt,
Or maybe too much water.
right.
And
That
then
would
to wash all
dilute.
the
That would
salt.
dilute
Oh,
it. Yep.
okay.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, wow. Okay. So tell us about one of your very good experiences with your mobile business. I want to hear something exciting that happened.
What?
Because I get hugs and kisses when I sign people up for Medicare.
Something
and
happened.
that gets me going. I love it. It's my passion. You know, I get these little ladies, and I'm almost Medicare age. I'll be ready for Medicare in 2 years. So I get to sit down with people
Right.
and explain the A, B, C, and D's of Medicare, because there's a million commercials. It is not a cookie cutter. And so once I'm able to illustrate and explain it to everybody, and and I customize it. I do like you do.
Right.
I do a confidential needs analysis. I ask, about your doctor. Are you seeing any specialists, any medications, and things like that. And their answers tell me what to do, just like with you.
Exactly.
You ask us questions, and we're pretty much telling you what to do. But the key
Right.
is knowing which questions to ask.
Exactly.
So. I mean, I get excited with my clients. I get so happy. I'm able to save people money. So when I save them money on their Medicare, that Part B premium is like $174.70 this year. You would thought I saved it. It's going back into their checking account.
Exactly.
It's
That's
so
so great.
exciting. I love what I do.
That's so
So, and I
great.
know you have to be passionate about what you
You
do
have
too.
to,
Tell us a story. I want to hear something exciting.
Well,
Nothing's more exciting than the emergency room, right?
exactly. What I will say, something exciting.
Or something, whatever you want to tell us. I mean, it's got to be so rewarding to save lives. I just can't even imagine that.
Yeah, it's definitely it makes you feel good. It makes you understand why I went to nursing school. You get to save lives and make a difference. So going back to my business, I would say I did a pop-up at the little pub when I first was starting out back in July. I met one of the business owners. Her name's Anna. So the other day, last week, she finally signed up to get a drip because she wanted to help me, market and get more clients, and just, she really needed it as well. So she really did, because she's a busy mom, a very busy, hardworking mother. So, a good thing she lives right there in Stratford. I also live in Stratford, so it wasn't that long of a commute. I went there, knocked on her home, and she basically, we did an interview on what she thought about hydration, getting IV hydration before. As we spoke, I got to know a little bit more about her and know her history, and just know where she's coming from in terms of why she would want it. And when I went to do it, it felt good knowing that because of my skill for the last 5 years, she didn't even make a sound when I put the IV in. A lot of people are intimidated when they see a male nurse. Even when I go to the hospital, like, oh, don't hurt me, please. I'm like,
that's me. Let me warn you right now.
Right.
I'm like, I turn my head. But.
Right. So when I put the IV in, she's like, oh, didn't even feel anything. I'm like, So that made me feel good. After I gave her a liter, I gave her an immunity drip, which is basically vitamin C infused into an IV bag. So that helped her so much. After maybe 45 minutes in, she was like, she feels so much burst of energy. She had to do something with her kid. Yeah, right away. She felt like, wow, I really needed this weeks ago. Wow. But because of her busy schedule, we finally, agreed on a day, which was a Saturday.
So let me ask you a question about that. Does insurance cover that, or?
No, unfortunately, my business is just profit, so it wouldn't be a good fit for customers that want to use the insurance.
So I can't use my Cigna?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm gonna try.
But I would definitely give you a discount. Definitely.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm going to try anyway.
Yeah, well,
you never know.
I'm here for you.
You never know. I have a lot of Medicare clients. I mean, if it's something so one of the things that, these companies do, United Healthcare, and I'm an independent broker with different companies, United Healthcare, Anthem, Aetna, they're trying to do everything they can to keep elderly people, seniors like myself,
Right.
healthy. So that's why they give out that free gym membership.
Okay.
They have people come out to their homes and do the wellness.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a demand for something,
Right.
then, after enough people complain about it or ask for it, they put it in. Like
Okay.
I think when it first came out, they only had Planet Fitness as the gym.
Right, right.
Now you go anywhere, you go to,
Yeah, you got Equinox, you have-
YMCA, Edge, or whatever.
Right,
It's
right.
just you have to request it,
Okay.
and you have to be aware of it. I bet you
Exactly.
there are people out there that don't even know this exists.
No.
And
No.
so how do you get out there? You gotta advertise.
Yeah, you gotta. I
You gotta
call
put
a lot
yourself
of.
out there and give that free information.
Right, exactly. So I call up a lot of wellness places. I try to, I have a table where I have my logo on it and my, brochures explaining about the business and, why the IV hydration is so important. The wellness part is because we all should be thinking how to take care of ourselves naturally. And I don't think that we should always have to wait till we get sick to go to the hospital. Why don't we help prevent and get IV hydration, get vitamin C, get B12? Get you that boost of energy, increase your immune system. Let's try to help prevent before we get sick.
Yeah.
So that's basically
be
what
proactive.
Exactly.
Don't wait till you get sick.
Exactly.
Like we always do.
Like we always do, exactly.
Yeah, you need to get involved with organizations
Yes.
and just go out and
Educate, inform.
do a little PowerPoint presentation. What I do is I do a little PowerPoint presentation of the 4 areas that will affect a person's life the most: your health care, long-term care, life insurance, and retirement income.
Exactly.
That way you are connecting with a mixed audience.
Exactly.
And I was thinking about one of the groups I'm in is the Minority Business Association, minority meaning under $5 million.
Okay.
And we have meetings once a month, and we always have like guest speakers come in.
Right.
And educate us on something we don't know about. And most of us are working 2 jobs. People that are
Exactly,
trying to start their own business like you,
Like myself,
and then
yeah.
you're a nurse, and
Right.
then you have your family life, and maybe going to school and this and the other. They could probably really use a boost.
Oh, we all could use a boost.
But we
Yeah.
need to know what we need. We don't know
Exactly.
what we don't know, and we don't know to ask for things that we don't know.
Right.
How do you ask a question like, "Oh, do I need am I hydrated?" You never
Right.
do that until
Exactly.
you pass out. You get to the
Exactly.
doctor, oh, you're low
Oh, my head-
sodium.
my head
We're going to
hurts
keep you in the
and-
hospital for 2 days.
Right.
So we don't know. So you have to educate the community
Exactly.
on that. I would
That's what I
love
try
to
to do.
invite you to do to be a guest speaker there. I'll
Okay.
talk to Tom about it, and
Okay.
you can do your little PowerPoint presentation or just
Definitely.
verbal or whatever you want to
Yes.
do
Okay.
for 10 or 15 minutes in that way, and pass out your information. And this way, you're connecting with businesses. These are
Exactly.
people that own businesses, and they
Okay.
have families, and they all work too. So, per se, a husband is starting the new construction business, we'll say, and the
Right.
wife is working at AT&T with the insurance or whatever. So, and with multiple kids, and there's a lot of moving parts there.
Exactly.
And we all need this information. I'm thinking about myself. Like, I'm working 53 straight days. I got like 20 more to go.
Wow.
Because it's Medicare season. That's why. That's what I do. I help
Okay.
people enroll on Medicare. Boomers are the biggest category of people.
Okay.
There is so many of us, and once we all retire, there's not going to be enough people to hold all the jobs. There's going to be way more jobs than people.
Exactly.
And I think the reason for that is because during World War II, when it was over, all the men came home and we didn't have cable.
Right.
So everybody had like 7, 8, 9, 10 kids way
Right.
back then. Like,
Yeah.
I'm from a family of 7. My husband's from a family of 10. We're in our 60s. And nowadays, people are only having 2.
Because the cost of living
And
is
so
higher. So,
when this generation, when we all, the boomers retire, we're going to be in trouble. What is going to happen? AI?
Right, exactly.
Terminator computers are going to take over.
I hope not.
Oh, I know. I'm only kidding. They could never replace a human being.
No.
So hydration and wellness. What else do you do?
I do vitamin B12 shots. I do, besides liquid IV vitamins, I planned, the reason why I named it Just Drip IV, just after my last name, Drip IV Hydration and Wellness, I plan to implement other modalities such as like Botox and lip fillers and those things once I get my nurse practitioner. I know I can do it as an RN, but I'd rather, go back to school, which I plan to next year, and get my nurse practitioner, be my own company's medical provider or, NP or nurse practitioner, and be able to be licensed in more than one state. Be licensed in Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, which I am already, but as an NP, so that's where the wellness comes in.
Okay. I was thinking massage, facials.
Well, I do plan to add those things as well.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just going to stick to IV hydration
Get it
and B12
started.
shots. Yeah.
I am going to give you a call. So listen, it was wonderful having you here.
Thank you
We have
so
about
much.
2 minutes left. I'm going to let you have both of those minutes to tell the audience anything that you'd like to know,
Okay.
want them to know.
Okay, audience, I would like you to know that IV hydration is key to your health. I know a lot of people don't want to be stuck, or they think, oh, the needle stays in, but you definitely need IV hydration. It's so important. It's something you should add to your overall well-being and make it a part of maintaining your health. Not just the gym. You should really try to get IV hydration at least once a month, at least. We all have time for TV and going out traveling, but let's make time for our health. Thanks.
Okay. I will be doing that. I make time for my nails and everything else, so I'm going to make time, and I'm going to try to be 12. All the information is free. You got nothing to lose. Follow us on YouTube. Share it with everyone. And thank you so much for coming on the show. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we're on your side.